The bail hearing of a police officer accused of kidnapping 19-year-old Kamogelo Baukudi resumes in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court for closing arguments today. Last week, investigating officer Kelaotswe Lebodi testified during Nzima Adoons' bail application that the accused had put the integrity of the SAPS into disrepute, as he, of course, is implicated in the kidnapping of this teenager. Our reporter Aphumelele Mdlalane is part of our team watching developments and joins us now live from inside court. And Aphumelele, I think a lot of people are going to be watching this case with a new lens, given the allegations that were made by Ntantla Mkhwanazi at the weekend. Just this feeling that there are officers within the SAPS who are involved in all manner of criminality.
Well, yes, Ayanda, as we do know, this case has always been one of the national topic issue, and we are still expecting, of course, that attention as it has gained traction because of the developments, of course. And it's quite interesting what will transpire in court this morning, as we do know that those closing arguments from the state as well as the defense will be submitted in this very same court. But just to take you back, Ayanda, when we were here, we heard from the state through the investigating officer Lebodi when he was being cross-examined and trying to prove why Nzima, the 42-year-old Nzima Adoons, should not be released on bail, saying that he is part of the police department, even though he is on the gang unit side, but because of the investigations that are ongoing, he is likely to tamper with the evidence, because we must remember he's not suspended yet while he pending this bail, of course, application that he's been doing. So those are some of the submissions that were made, whereby they were saying that another key factor that is quite important that should not be ignored is that a civilian that was alleged to have been part of the incident, when Kamogelo Baukudi was abducted, has not been arrested yet. And, the state saying that, therefore, it won't be in the interest of justice to release Nzima Adoons on bail pending that arrest of a civilian. And we don't know so far as to why the delay, therefore. There's quite been a lot of developments that, people have been questioning, as we do remember that the 5 accused have since, the ones that were arrested have since been released, and they've been, of course, saying that they are threatening a legal, route for the state, saying that, rather the police saying that that was a falseful arrest, and therefore alleging also that they were assaulted during the process, even though Kamogelo Baukudi he did indicate to the police that these 5 men, Ayanda, they were trying to assist him to get hold of the mother, as he did indicate to them. That's what those 5 men are saying, that he indicated to the police that these men are not involved in my abduction. But he was alleging, Kamogelo was alleging, that the police officers are involved in his abduction. That's why when he approached them, he didn't want them to take him to the police station, but rather to call, his mother, whom, of course, eventually made her way to Vepenar, which is about 90 kilos away from Bloemfontein. On the other side of the family, we have not really, gotten hold of the mother, even maybe a member of the family, but we do expect, the aunt to make her way to court. Even last time, or last appearance, we did see her in court, even though she didn't want to talk to the media. We don't know now how is Kamogelo Baukudi is doing, but the last time we checked, he was going under, your counseling, given these developments that he was abducted. But surprisingly, those 5 men that were arrested, they were saying when he came for looking for help, he was in good state. There were no visible bruises or, that shows that maybe he's been abused physically, or any action, or rather reaction from him, that he was maybe worried and, devastated and all. But he was a normal person, of which that took them, by surprise, given that they did see on the social media that he's been wanted, of course, by the family and by the police. But on the side of the defense, when they made their submission, Ayanda, they were saying that the IO has rather fabricated his, submissions to suit his narrative, because now they are saying that the driver, whom is used as a witness, failed to identify Nzima, the accused, during the parade. But now the evidence in court is that his state vehicle was used, and the GPS shows that at the time of the incident, the state vehicle was on the same location, even though now the driver could not be able to identify the driver during the parade. So that's where now the defense is saying this man should be released on bail. He won't tamper with evidence. He is not part of also this, this abduction, case, because he is saying that if the driver failed to identify him, then simply means that he was not the police officer that is said to have been, part of this abduction. So those are the quite the developments that we would like to hear. What will the magistrate say about them? We're expecting those closing arguments, and just to hear when will be the judgment, because we are expecting the magistrate to postpone this matter to a certain date, whereby we will therefore have to understand whether Nzima Adoons will be granted bail or not.
Right, Aphumelele Mdlalane, live to us there from the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court. For now, thanks very much indeed.